What's going on, YouTube? What is going on, family? What is going on, future grandchildren? Man, it is about 11 o'clock p.m. in the coastal empire on the east coast of the United States. The weather is quite cool. I'm actually trying to clean up an ongoing mess in my garage. I keep a mess, man. I clean it up, go on a trip, then come back and it's toe up. I was supposed to go somewhere this weekend, well, last weekend, and weather kept me from going, and we had some pretty decent rainstorms in my area that kept me from leaving my family to go hang out with some buddies. So I chose family and safety over my friends. I love you guys, but I love my family more. You know how that go. And so here we go. I just wanted to talk about the mistake I made when I purchased my first motorcycle. So, if you've been watching my channel, you'll know that I've been at a crossroads for quite some time. I've been back and forth, Harley, Indian, then someone introduced Gold Wing to me, and I'm like, I'm a new tour bike rider. I've never ridden tour bikes before June of 24. And so since then, I have dabbled in a bunch. I've purchased a lowrider ST because I did not realize what touring was, and it wasn't even introduced to me then. I just thought the lowrider ST was a phenomenal looking bike Harley made. It was small, sporty, had the 117. It was a beast. And so when I got an opportunity to ride, I took the MSF course. I didn't have my license stuff straight. And so I got it straight through Harley, got it straight through the DMV, and then I began riding. And I took that title, sports touring, to heart, not really understanding what touring was. So I ended up deciding I was going to make an attempt to go out west. And I got as far as Phoenix, Arizona, and that's where my mama lives. There's a video on that, and it was pretty cool, man. It was a great ride. I got to do, I think the Aussies call it a walkabout, right? So, I stole that little term and told my wife, hey, I'm going on a walkabout, right? And I rode out, man, and I went and saw the lower 48, much of it as I could, from here, from Savannah, Georgia, the coastline of Georgia to Phoenix, Arizona, Scottsdale in between. I think it's Benton, Arizona, and just a great ride to really find myself and understand what touring was. I was just out for the adventure. At the time, I didn't realize I was touring. I just thought I was like, man, I'm riding, So it was pretty cool. So the mistake I made, I think, in that was I listened to a lot of people who had different opinions about motorcycles. Now, I have some experience on bikes. I'm not a rider. One thing the Harley MSF course taught me was what I did wrong from 20, in my 20s to, before I took their course. I was just wrong. I'm like, thank you, God, I did not hurt anyone or myself with some of the nonsense I was doing on motorcycles, right? So I'm glad that I learned from that experience. That's what life is pretty much about, learning from your experience. So the mistake I made, I guess I learned while I was riding across country and back was I bought my bike too small. Everybody said, getting a 117 Harley-Davidson, that's not a good starter bike for you. And I consider myself a new rider because I hadn't been on a bike in decades, right? And, I'm in my 50s now, and I'm like, you know what, man? I want to ride. And people were like, yeah, get the Sportster, get yourself a Fat Boy, get something used, blah, 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 right? And everybody had their own opinion. And then I forgot who it was, and forgive me for this if you watch this, know that I took it to heart. Somebody told me, man, ride what feels good to you. And I was like, wow. So when I bought the lowrider, honest to goodness, the lowrider felt great to me, especially just coming in the game. So I would say a returning rider or a new biker rider who has some minimal or little to no experience on a motorcycle. I feel personally the Lowrider ST, even with the 117, is a phenomenal reacclimation to riding on a motorcycle. It's fast, it's agile. Harley did a great job in my opinion in the weight and the distribution. I don't like how 25 came out with symmetric bags and 24 did not. I just feel like before I realized that, like, I didn't really notice it when I bought it, but after seeing 25, they went from 2 to 1 and then put the I guess, the bags to make them equally. And I guess I could do that myself, but again, that's one of my beefs with Harley-Davidson, right? Harley-Davidson machines. And just so I can be clear on what my beefs are before we continue, my beefs are with Harley-Davidson is that I have to continue to add or adjust $3,000 suspensions, radio systems, all this stuff. And I get it. You make your bike your own. You're going to do that with your car anyway. You're going to do that with your truck. I see the big boys with them giant wheels out in the country doing their thing, hitting the mud, all that. I totally get it. But for me, some things are just a given. Why I prefer Indian as my touring bike, and I'll tell you in a second why the point of the video, is because with my Indian Pursuit, it's like buying a Cadillac over a 2025 Cadillac over a 68 Stingray. You're gonna put some effort into the Stingray because it's an old school, right? That's just an old school. You're gonna put some new carburetors on there. You're gonna do whatever, new pipes, new exhaust manifold, all that, right? Whereas your 2025, you can just get in it and go and be comfortable, be happy. You can throw your lady in there, whatever, and ride, That's my beef with Harley. Some things that I feel should be standard are not standard, and you're paying premium dollar. And I hear a lot of people online talking about, Harley has priced out the younger crowd, or they cost too much. Listen, I get it. You buy what you want, you pay for what you can afford, and you get what you like, right? I could afford a Harley, and I guess at the end of the day, that's the blessing in it. I was able to afford a Harley, and yeah, I made some alterations to the bike. Some I like, and some I regret. I'm like, I shouldn't even bought, like these saddlebag lights. No offense to Van Black, they were phenomenal lights, but their wires kept getting snagged and popping out, or I'd hit a bump or something. I ended up taking them off, right? I don't know if it was operator error or a poor design flaw. Can't tell you. No offense to Van Black, the lights worked great on the Lowrider ST. I just kept snagging these wires, and I'm not going to pay $250 for another set. Van Black, if you see this, you want to hook your boy up, I appreciate it. I really did like the product, but I don't know why they keep getting snagged. It's like the first time they got snagged, I got a reprieve and they sent me the items for free. Anyway, back to why I made a mistake, right? One of the mistakes that I made was buying a small bike, right? And in hindsight, I should have just went and bought a bagger, right? In hindsight, I should have been more experimental. I should have tried more. I should have did demo days. I should have done more research into the comfortability of a bagger. I should have done more demo days and research and figured out what was actually more comfortable. I went with the Lowrider ST strictly because it was a smaller bike, if I'm being honest. I was intimidated by a Road Glide. I was intimidated by the Indian Pursuit, Street Glide, the Challenger. Those bikes intimidated me as a new rider. Don't get it twisted. I don't hate Harley. I got a lot of Harley shirts, and yeah, you'll see me wearing Harley shirts when I'm cleaning up the house or doing errands or whatever. I wear them to work. Here's the thing. I paid for them. I'm going to wear them, right? And I still own a Harley, so I'm okay with that. But keep in mind, I'm a motorcycle guy, so I'm not going to down Harley, because if you bring me a Bosomenberry 2025 Road Glide right now, I'm going to ride the mess out that joker. because I think that's a bad bike. I just can't get it right now. But at the end of the day, my preferred product is going to be Indian, because here's what Indian gave me standard on my Pursuit. I got a rising windshield. I got the heated seats. I got the Power Band Plus. I paid for it now. The Power Band Plus radio system. I don't prefer to have the earpiece in my ear. I like to crank and hit the highway and just have the music blaring at me. But, because I got earplugs in anyways, I still hear it clear. And it's just like normal volume at that point, right? And I just like that. I don't like having all that in my ear on top of, the thunder of the tab performance that I put on there, right? I have a standard ride command system on that, and I know Harley has something similar. I could do my CarPlay. I could do my. I think they have Android Auto on that. I'm not sure. I'm an Apple guy anyway, right? I did change my handlebars out, but quite honestly, the stock handlebars were great. When I decided that I wanted a bigger motorcycle, when I decided that I needed something to ride, one of the reasons I preferred to with the Indian over the Road Glide per se, which is a phenomenal motorcycle. I'm not dissing any Harley dudes at all, right? It's just those little things that I feel like a creature comforts. Now, if your thing is buying a motorcycle like a CVO ST, and you're good with the windshield and everything and having to put an extra height on it or lower it or whatever you plan on doing, that's your business. I totally get it. I just think that if you're going to pay $40,000, $50,000, in some cases $60,000 for some, if you're going to pay $50,000, $60,000 for a bike, at best 40 in best case scenarios, right? Then I think that you should be getting certain things. My Indian Pursuit came with adaptive suspension or whatever. I press one button, I say I got a passenger, it just automatically kind of engages. It's got a little fine-tuned button on it in case somebody's weight is a little bit higher or lower than they expected. I got, let's talk about headlights now. My Lowrider ST headlight on a stock Harley sucks. I don't know about road glides or street glides. I can tell you that that Daybreaker, they call it, the Daybreaker, garbage. No offense, Harley. That sucks. You making people pay all this money for the bikes or whatever. And yeah, it was priced down for me. I felt like the bike itself was pretty decent as far as my first bike, so-called sports touring bike. So I'm not crying about that, but the light sucked. I bought that Rockford 5-gate speaker system for my Lowrider ST. Garbage. I should have just kept my damn headphones on that one. And I don't even like the headphone situation, right? Because after 65 miles an hour, I can't hear nothing. 70 miles an hour, can't hear nothing. I get on the highway with the Indian, it's like I'm in a bubble. I hear everything. It's very comfortable. It's just that the headlight is like a car headlight. Now I added some extra things to the to the Indian rather, that I didn't have to really do. I did for me. I did it because I wanted to. I wanted extra. Now it's well lit. It's a white bike. I did add Zero products to it. So I put the fangs on it because I just wanted some extra visibility, just extra, right? And I put the spar lights on the tour pack. I put the I'm looking at the bike now. I put the machete lights on the bags on the bottom of the bags, and I plan on maybe getting that control box thing for the backlight. And that's not anything more than a safety reason why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it for aesthetics. I put new lights on this thing. If I do an underglow, it's all about safety. A little bit about look, but 90% safety, right? But the point is I didn't have to do much. Now, my preferred motorcycle for cross country or breaking state lines is always going to be the Indian. However, I will from time to time ride my Harley until I sell it, right? It's up for sale, by the way, if y'all want to look at the previous videos I made. But until I sell it or decide to sell it, I'll ride it from time to time. I do have a genuine affection for this particular motorcycle, but Harley really is, in my opinion, going through whatever turmoil they're going through. I don't get into their little business politics and all that stuff, the different CEOs and changing different things or whatever. But I will tell you, if someone is watching or someone is listening, please consider, at the very least, do something with the adaptive suspension and do something with that freaking windshield in the front of your Road Glide. You might have won me over as far as that's concerned. I think it's a wonderful ride. I 100% think I could ride a Road Glide comfortably all through the United States without any problems. I just want the little things to be right, I want the little things to be, I'm a little things kind of guy. I bought a brand new pickup truck. I'm finding these little knickknacks. I turn my turn signals when I'm towing something on the tow hitch. Lights come on and I can see cameras and stuff. Little things I didn't even know about. That's what I'm looking for as a consumer. The things that take care of me as I'm taking care of you when I get that monthly payment every month to you. You know what I'm saying? So think about that. So my biggest mistake overall was allowing myself to be intimidated by the size of a Road Glide, Challenger, or Indian Pursuit, or a Street Glide. My fault. And then someone introduced Gold Wings to me. What in the world was this people thinking? Don't they know I'm going bananas over here trying to figure out what this world of motorcycling is about? I really appreciate your time. Thank you for listening. This was a little bit long, but you know what it is. It's your boy, Bike Life Commando, coming at you. Thank you for having a conversation with me. Listen, this is your boy, Bike Life Commando, coming at you from the coastal empire of Savannah, Georgia. Listen, if you got yourself a motorcycle in your garage, do yourself a favor. Pull it out, dust it off, gas it up, and go enjoy the ride.